The first FC26 rating leaks are here, and we have got leaked ratings from some of the biggest clubs in world football. Arsenal, of course, Barcelona, Real Madrid, Chelsea, and many more today, guys. And we're going to be breaking down all of the major leaks, the surprises, and what these ratings could mean for Ultimate Team in FC26. But before we get into the teams, we're going to be starting with two of the greatest players who have ever walked onto the pitch. And that, of course, is Lionel Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo. That is right, guys. Starting with Leo Messi, he has been downgraded from an 88 to an 86. He has lost Tech Plus, but gained Tiki Taka Plus, which I actually think in the early stages of FC26 might be much, much better. He's lost only one pace, which is really kind from EA, because Messi walks a lot. And you know what EA are like, guys. If players don't run, EA just presume that they can't run. Messi's had a few little injuries, muscle injuries and stuff over the last year or two. I would not have been surprised to have seen his pace be massively reduced, even into the 60s. I'm quite surprised it's as high as 78. Let me know what you think would be a fair pace for Lionel Messi. He's not lost any shooting. He's lost 2 passing and 2 dribbling, and nothing else whatsoever. So by all accounts, Lionel Messi's card is still very good, very, very similar to last year. Cristiano Ronaldo has also had a downgrade of an overall rating, going from an 86 down to an 85. He still has Power Shot Plus. He's lost 1 pace, 1 dribbling, and 1 physical only. So actually quite a nice card. And I tell you what, for some of these downgrades, guys, and some of the teams that we're going to look at here today, I like cards like this. I like cards like Ronaldo because here I go again, or getting ahead of myself, thinking that they're going to be as amazing as they are in my mind's eye. Evolutions for Ronaldo, evolutions for Lionel Messi, they're going to be so good because their ratings are much, much lower. So, CR7 versus Messi, do you think it's fair? Or do you think it is a bit unfair from EA? Now, here we go, guys, with Real Madrid. We have, of course, looked at already a couple of these players thanks to the top 50. But we've got Vinicius Jr. 89, Kylian Mbappe 91, Rodrigo 85. Even though there's only 2 days left and Arsenal have just signed Hincapié along with all of the other transfers we've made this season, I still have a little hope that we somehow get Rodrigo on loan. I think he'd do really, really well for Arsenal. But Rodrigo's coming in as an 85. Bellingham 90, Valverde 89, thoroughly deserved. And what a card that is, by the way, with really well-rounded stats. Tchouaméni 84 coming in there with a decent card. Then you've got Carreras. Now, again, you're going to hear me talk about this a lot today. But evolutions, what we've heard from EA is that we're going to have more evolutions, repeatable evolutions, goalkeeper evolutions, of course, but they're going to be like smaller upgrades. For players like Carreras, that could be amazing because he's only 80 rated with good pace and good physical for a day 1 card. That's the sort of card that you could absolutely like carry with you through like the whole year, upgrading him incrementally. And then we look at those 2 centre-backs as well, guys. Eder Militao, Rudiger as well. Rudiger last year, I think he's been downgraded by 2, hasn't he? Rudiger last year was absolute animal in those early stages. With Bruiser Plus, I think he's got Enforcer now, I believe it's called. He's lost 3 pace and 2 defending and 1 passing. Not anything else. And I think EA generally, especially for centre-backs, because we've seen it with Gabriel as well, and Saliba as well, I think they're trying to bring the pace down a little bit for the centre-backs, which kind of makes sense. But we've got a Rudiger there. We've got Trent Alexander-Arnold. Is that not one of the worst 86 rated cards you've ever seen? Yes, he's got 89 passing, but pace, shooting, dribbling, defending, and physical, all extremely low. Courtois in there as well. And then again on the bench, it's a really nice setup. And, obviously just a big shout out here to the guys that are watermarked on the screen there. AC Foot Trader, Foot Scoreboard, and Wet Design Foot for creating these images. On the bench, first of all, how is Ferland Mendy still an 81? He barely plays. He's always injured. But that is a group of players that just look absolutely sensational for evolutions. Ferland Mendy looks like he'd be absolutely insane. Brahim Diaz with good pace, good dribbling, and then decent stats otherwise, looks very good. David Alaba, if he, depending on what positions he's got, a little bit slow, but otherwise decent stats. You've got Huijsen, who's probably first choice centre-back already now for Real Madrid, alongside Eder Militao. Camavinga, who's brilliant. Fran Garcia, another left-back for Madrid. Arda Güler being only 81 rated, a bit surprising. I was thinking 83, maybe 84 for him, but he's there as an 81. Are there any surprising players in here for you guys? For me, not so much. I think Mbappe is going to be ridiculous in the game. And then the great rivals, guys, of course, of Real Madrid. We have got here Barcelona, Rafinha 89, Lamine Yamal 89, and Lewandowski 88. And that Lewa card looks all right, man. I know he doesn't have the biggest pace, but 89 shooting, 85 dribbling, and 84 physical in those early stages will be good. I think Pedri 89 is so thoroughly deserved, isn't it? We've got Frankie at 87. An injury hit season last season. I'm quite surprised he's an 87 there. Dani Olmo 85. Jules Koundé 87. Very good card, that Jules Koundé. Should have centre-back as well, but very good. Inigo Martinez, of course, has actually left to Saudi, so he won't be a Barcelona player. Keep in mind, though, guys, when the new game comes out, sometimes it takes EA a while to update transfers. If there is an Inigo Martinez card that's a Barcelona version in those early stages, don't sell him, don't discard him, don't use him in an SBC, keep him, because he will just be a real fun card to have somewhere down the line in that regard. We've got Balde up to an 83, Ter Stegen and Ronald Araujo on there as well. And then for Barcelona, the amount of goalkeepers they've got, obviously Szczesny and Ter Stegen are injured right now. So they've got Joan Garcia, who's their number one goalkeeper anyway. But they've also got Iñaki Peña that I think they've just transferred out for the season. But we've got Ferran Torres, Gavi, who I believe has just got another long-term injury on the knee that he did his ACL on. So really unfortunate if he has got a long-term injury there. We've got Pau Kobasi, Marc Casado, Eric Garcia, who's fighting with Jules Koundé for that right-back spot. Fermin Lopez, who might be moving from Barcelona in this transfer window. We've got Christensen, and then look at that Marcus Rashford card, guys. 87 pace, 82 shooting, and 80 dribbling for an 80 rated card that will have left mid, left wing, and striker. He is going to be a dream to either just have in those early stages, alternatively to put into Evos. He is going to be an absolute dream. As we move on, guys, we have got some icons. So these are the new icons to the game. These are their base cards. We have got Zlatan Ibrahimovic with a very good card. Andres Iniesta looks good. Toni Kroos looks very good. Marcelo looks very good. Really good defending, really good dribbling, really good passing, and good pace with first touch plus. That Totti card, I think, looks the best out of all of these new icons. 90 dribbling, 91 shooting, 89 passing, and 85 pace. That is a crazy card. We've got Chiellini coming in with a beast card. Oliver Kahn, who will be very good. We've got Morgan, who does have finesse shot plus. She's also got 93 pace, 90 shooting, and 90 dribbling. What a card. And then the other cards there as well, the ones that we're probably going to get in our pre-order packs. Siger Charbom Kun, who doesn't look terrible, to be fair. Some really good stats in the mid-80s there. CC, who also doesn't look terrible, and Jones at the very end as well. But to move on to some more of the teams, we've got Atletico Madrid. Now, it's always weird to see these Atletico Madrid ratings because they've kind of been like this for many years. Madrid are the third best team in Spain, debatably. You know, maybe like sometimes they're a little bit closer to Barcelona and Real Madrid. Sometimes they're a little bit further away and closer to the setup below. But Julian Alvarez, 87, brilliant, and looks like a great card as well, of 87 shooting and dribbling. Griezmann, fair enough, he's getting on. I actually thought he would be going to the MLS this transfer window. He decided to stay for one more season. Alex Baena, of course, has come into the club this season, so his rating is from last season. Marcos Llorente, up to an 84, always a good player to have. David Hansko, of course, coming from Feyenoord. What a player he is in general, and what a card that looks to be. What I really like about that Hansko card is the 77 pace is good. 73 passing, 74 dribbling for a centre-back. He probably will have left-back as well, but for a centre-back is so good. With 82 defending and physical is so nice. You've got Jimenez there. I think that's a kind card for him personally. And Javi Galan, and Jan Oblak as well. And then on the bench, like Sorloth 84, that's reasonable, that's fair enough. Look at the rest of this team. It's low. You've got Ruggeri, 75. Thiago Almada, who is an absolute baller, by the way, 79. Molina, 79. Musso, 79. Goalkeeper, of course. Longley, 80. Johnny Cardozo, who's got the promo card in FC25 right now, 81. Conor Gallagher, 81. And Lenormand, 83. But it doesn't look like a team that is Atletico Madrid quality, does it? There will be some good players in there, though. Some good promo versions of cards and whatnot. But, yeah, a little bit low. However, PSG, if any team last season deserved whopping upgrades, it was PSG. They were the best team on earth, by far. Technically not. Chelsea were the best team on earth because they beat PSG, obviously, in the Club World Cup final. But PSG were just a different breed last season. Desiree Doué up to an 85, guys. That is a phenomenal upgrade from him, going from a 76 rated up to an 85. Doesn't look like an 85, though. You know, his face card stats aren't so great. Ousmane Dembélé up to a 90 is brilliant. Just like Mbappe, he is going to be an absolute demon in the game with a 5-star, 5-star. Probably will have right wing as well. He's got great pace, great dribbling, very good shooting as well. He's good. And then Kvaratskhelia as well coming in at the left wing spot, 87 rated. We've got Fabian Ruiz as an 85 that honestly looks like a 75 rated card. I don't know how EA choose the rating sometimes. They must have an algorithm. But Fabian Ruiz, he's 85 rated with 61 pace, 72 physical, 75 defending, 77 shooting, 80 passing, and 81 dribbling. What? How is that an 85 rated card? Even with international reputation taken into consideration, that is crazy. Vitinha up to an 89. Similarly, how is he an 89? You know, 80 shooting, 72 pace, 70 physical, 75 defending, 90 dribbling and 86 passing is nice. But how? And then João Neves, guys, also as an 85. That looks a little bit more like what I would think an 85 rated card would look like. You know, João Neves and Fabian Ruiz, the same position, the same rating, probably have very similar international reputation. And then João Neves has got 9 more physical, 7 more defending, 3 more dribbling, the same passing, 13 more pace, and only 8 less shooting. Fabian Ruiz is going to be SBC fodder all year long. We've now got Hakimi as well, guys. What an upgrade, and a deserved upgrade for Hakimi. Up to an 89 rated card there. Got blistering pace. He's got decent defending, decent dribbling and passing, decent shooting and physical. But again, if that was 84 rated, you'd be like, damn, that's a real set card. 89 rated. They're just trying to exclude him from evolutions. Pacho up to an 86. It's very possible that Pacho won't be PSG's first choice this season, with Zabarnyi already in the club and having a good time there. Marquinhos as an 87 looks very good. Nuno Mendes as an 86 as well, with great pace. Donnarumma, of course, will be leaving, likely to Manchester City, but I also see that Galatasaray have put a bid in for him today. So I guess Ederson will either play for Man City or Galatasaray, and Donnarumma will be at the other one. Then you've got Bradley Barcola, Lucas Hernandez, Moani, who I believe is off to Juventus, Asensio, Gonçalo Ramos, Beraldo, Sofonov, Lee Kangin, Warren, Zaire Emery, and Nordi Mukiele, who of course has already left and is now in the Premier League. But a real good first 11 in terms of overalls there. But this is where I think sometimes looking at ratings isn't very helpful, because some of those cards look 3, 4, 5, even 6 ratings above what their face card stats say. But then we don't know what their skill moves and weak foot are. We don't know what their in-game stats are. And we don't know what their play styles are. For example, if Fabian Ruiz has got 90 short pass, 90 long pass, 95 vision, well, that's good. That's really good. You know, that's really good. As we move on to the next club, guys, we've got Liverpool. Mo Salah up as a 91. I saw a lot of people take issue with Salah being the same rating as Kylian Mbappe. What do you guys think to that? I think for me personally, Mbappe, Salah and Dembele could easily have all been the same rating. I think it would be very hard to give one more or less than the other, especially when, like, you know, looking at all of world football. But Salah looks absolutely brilliant again. 89 pace, 88 shot, 86 pass, 90 dribbling. It's a crazy card. You've got Ekitike with really good pace, really good dribbling, Really good for an Evo, but maybe a bit too high rated. Cody Gakpo looks really good. Up to an 84, but really well-rounded stats in the pace, shooting, passing, and dribbling category. You've got Florian Wirtz as an 89. Now, that looks a bit more like an 89, doesn't it? Really high passing and dribbling. Pace and shooting in the 80s. A little low on defending and physical, but good card. And Gravenberch, guys, looks to be an absolute beast. He's obviously very tall in game. What is he? 6'3", 81 defending and physical and passing, with 85 dribbling and good pace, good shooting. Not crazy good, but good enough. And then McAllister as well. McAllister looks like the sort of player that people won't use. Low pace, low defending, low physical. Milos Kerkez looks pretty bang average for an 82. And Frimpong outside of pace looks genuinely quite woeful. If he's got right mid, right wing, maybe he could be good there. But as a defender, 63 physical, 72 defending. It's just not very good whatsoever. Konate looks amazing. Van Dijk looks literally ridiculous again. Intercept plus with 73 pace. Forget the dribbling. Forget the passing, which for a centre-back as tall as him are insane. For a day one card that's not an icon to be coming in with 73 pace and 90 defending with 87 physical, that is insane. Alisson in as an 89 again. And then on the bench, you've got Mamardashvili, you've got Szoboszlai, who's got a decent card there for an 83. Andrew Robertson, who doesn't look good for an 82. Chiesa, who looks genuinely awful. Just kidding. Thought I said 67 pace. It's 87 pace. I was going to say, I know he had an injury hit season, but Jesus Christ, he didn't lose a leg. But 87 pace, 83 dribbling, and 80 shooting. That's actually really good for an 81 rated card. Curtis Jones looks okay. Endo, Gomez, Bradley, Elliott, and Tsimikas. All good cards. If I was a Liverpool fan, looking at those subs would be music to my ears, because I just see Evo potential massively. Massively. And as we move on to the next Premier League team, we've got Chelsea, who are actually playing right now against Fulham. Fulham got really harshly disallowed goal. Actually, I thought it was harsh personally, but I think there's one player here specifically. There's two players here. Two players here that I don't like. No, two players here that I really want to talk about. One, because I think EA have got them bang on, and another because I think they are way off the mark. And those two players are Moises Caicedo and João Pedro. I'm so happy to see this Caicedo up at an 87. Even as an Arsenal fan, he is such a baller. And when Chelsea got him over Arsenal, because we was in for him as well, I was gutted. He is such a baller. He's such a consistently good player. And to see him being recognised for that in Ultimate Team is really nice. And he's got good pace and okay passing, but he's got really good dribbling, defending and physical, which is good. We've got Cole Palmer as an 87. Second half of the season, last season, wasn't Cole Palmer's best. First half of the season was absolutely fantastic. You've got Nkunku up there as an 81. He's left now. He's gone to... Is it in Italy somewhere? Juventus maybe? Milan maybe? I can't remember exactly, but he's left the club now. But yeah, João Pedro for me, guys, 79 rated is disrespectful for how good he is as a football player and how good he's been in the Premier League. Yeah, he's a bit of a hothead sometimes, like one of those players that like enjoys the kind of angst. But that card is a disgrace. That card is a disgrace. A 79 rated, that's insane. For me personally, I think he's way better than that. Yeah, again, what I'm probably looking at though, if I'm a Chelsea fan, is that is some great Evo potential. You've got Enzo Fernandez as an 84. I think Enzo Fernandez is a very good player, but I saw a stat the other day that kind of read out that Chelsea's record with Enzo in the team is diabolical. And that's surprising because he is good. You've also got Andre Santos, Malo Gusto. Obviously James is their primary right back. It can be interesting to see what his rating is. Trevor Chalobah, Levi Colwill, Mark Cucurella, who has had a massive improvement over the last 12 months. He was good at Brighton anyway. He's been okay at Chelsea, but this last sort of 6, 9, 12 months, Cucurella has been absolutely fantastic. And it's another one of those cards that you look at as an 84 rated, and it just doesn't reflect an 84 rated card, does it? He's got 82 defending and 80 dribbling. Every other face card stat is less than 80, including 64 shooting. I don't know how that is a fair setup there. Then we've got, Chelsea have just scored, funnily enough. And guess what? It was João Pedro. How about that, guys? How about that? Yeah, Reece James is an 81. Pretty good card, again, for Evos. He's got really well-rounded stats. Fofana, Adarabioyo, Lavia, Pedro Neto, Raheem Sterling, Liam Delap, who went off injured today, Hato, Gittins, and Esteval. That is a wet dream for Chelsea fans for evolutions in FC26. And that, guys, takes us on to my team, Arsenal. A very, very nice setup, it must be said. I've got a few complaints, but they are overshadowed by the joys of some of these players. And when I look at, like, again, some of the ratings that we've seen, like the 85 Vitinhas and things like that, and I'll start with, like, 83 Trossard. He's so good for Evos. He's 4-star, 5-star with 80 pace, 80 passing, 81 shooting, and 85 dribbling. Bukayo Saka upgraded to an 88. He's got 84 pace, 88 dribbling, 85 passing, and 82 shooting with 73 physical. But the one that I'm so excited to use, who I think is going to be quite broken in game, is Victor Gyökeres. He has got 90 pace, 91 physical with 86 shooting and 81 dribbling. A Hunter Chem style on him is going to be crazy. Martin Odegaard looks like Martin Odegaard always looks like in game, you know, reasonable dribbling and passing, pretty stinky everywhere else. Declan Rice looks good, not great. I expected a bit better from him in certain stats. The 87 overall is pretty good. You know, he's got well-rounded passing, dribbling, defending, and physical with decent pace and shooting, but, you know, I expected a little bit better there. And Zubimendi for an 83 looks pretty poor. You know, pace and shooting in the 60s, passing, dribbling, and physical in the 70s with 80 defending. It's poor. Ben White is what it is. Lewis Skelly at 78, I think, a little bit unfair. I know he was a bronze card last season, and so there's that to contend with. But, you know, he's an England international, like a full England international now. Like, he has risen so much. I honestly think like an 80, 81, 82 would have been fair. But again, I look at that card and I just think, Evo City, baby. David Raya up to an 87. And then we've got Marino, Timber, who looks very good and is a right back, not a centre back this year. Thank you very much, EA. Kai Havertz, Gabriel Martinelli with good pace and dribbling for an 81. Norgard, Gabriel Jesus, Noni Madueke, Kepa, and Calafiori, and of course Fabio Vieira is most likely on his way out of the club to Stuttgart. But yes, lots to be happy with there. And then of course we don't see there Ethan Nwaneri. We don't see there Echeberry Eze, who's obviously transferred to Arsenal now. We don't see there Max Dowman. If he's in the game, how fun would that be? But what we do see at Manchester United is a really good Burmo rating, but again, a really poor overall card. I mean, it's not as bad as some that we've seen, but for an 85 to have 88 pace, 84 shooting and dribbling, which by the way is really good, but we've seen some like 81, 82 players with similar stats, and then low passing and low physical. It does look like a really good card. Benjamin Sesko is an 80 rated, which is wild to me. I thought he would come in at least an 83. But he's got decent pace, decent shooting, and decent physical. And then Anthony, who's probably on his way to Betis, but there's a few like issues here and there. Good pace and dribbling for an 81, fun card to have. Amad Diallo, good pace and dribbling for a 79 rated. Bruno Fernandes looks as Bruno always does, like his physical this year at 75 with that really nice shooting, passing, and dribbling, but obviously pace and defending a bit poor. Matheus Cunha, he's like, for me, he's a similar ilk to Joao Pedro. That's why I couldn't believe Joao Pedro was so low rated. But Cunha there has got really good shooting, really good dribbling with decent pace and decent passing. I think that pace is a bit harsh. I don't care as an Arsenal fan, but I think it is. Luke Shaw is a 79 rated. Lisandro Martinez in as an 81. De Ligt as an 82. Dalot as a 79. Onana somehow an 80. But again, guys, and I know some of these players might be leaving before the transfer window's closed. Jadon Sancho, Alejandro Garnacho expected. We've also got Rasmus Højlund, who has now transferred, I believe, out of the club. Bobby Manu wants to leave, but looking at that group of players there on that bench, what a great set of players to have for evolutions. And it's fair to say that for all of these squads we've looked at, some of these top squads, some of these cards will just be good for those day one cards. You know, like Dalot, 79 rated. He's got very good pace with then decent stats, and he'll probably be 600 coins straight away. It's a really good card to have for that early stage. Ahmad as a 79 will probably be no more than 1,000 or 2,000 coins, and he's got good pace and dribbling. He'll be a fun one to use straight away. So not just for evolutions, but a lot of these players will be good. Now we've got Bayern Munich. I think there is a real big problem with one of these cards, guys, and that is Harry Kane. The man scored and assisted like almost 60 times last season for Bayern, like combined, and yet he got downgraded from a 90 to an 89. He still only has 4-star weak foot, 3-star skill moves, which I think is diabolical. He deserves 5-star weak foot. He lost 1 dribbling, 1 passing, 1 shooting, and 1 pace. I don't know how, but last year, the start of FC25, that gold card, that 90 rated Harry Kane, was insane for me and carried me to 12 wins in my first weekend league, or maybe my second weekend league, because he was just so good with that finesse shot plus. We've got Luis Diaz that looks very, very good. And Olise, who does not look very good for an 86 rated. You know, yes, his passing and dribbling is quite nice, but that pace, that shooting, that physical is terrible. We've got Musiala 88, Kimmich 89. Looks a decent card, but again, for an 89 rated, I don't know, man. I just don't know. I'm not expecting them to have like 88 defending, 88 physical, and like 90 pace and stuff. I know we're not in footies. It's the start of the game cycle again. But some of these cards just look really poor for their like, high overalls. Leon Goretzka looks brilliant for an 82. Konrad Laimer looks decent. Jonathan Tah, bit slow, but good. Upamecano, always strong in the early game. Pace is good, dribbling is good, defending and physical is brilliant. Alphonso Davies, confirmed to be at Bayern again, signed a contract until 2030, I believe. Just looks like a terrible card, honestly, for an 84. I don't care if he's got left mid, left wing, whatever. Really good pace and really good dribbling. Awful shooting, bang average passing, terrible defending for an 84 rated left back, bang average physical. It's just not an 84 rated card, is it? And then Neuer in goal as an 84 rated. And then on the bench, you've got Kim Min-jae, who looks like he'll be brilliant in game. Serge Gnabry, who's okay. Guerrero, who's okay. Pavlovic, Ito, Stanisic, Bowie, and Bischoff. Actually, a fan of the videos. Tom Bischoff, would you believe? And then you've got Urbig and Ulreich, the goalkeepers, coming in as well. And then with 2 more teams to go, guys, we've got Spurs. I expected a little bit more from Spurs, given the fact they won a European trophy last season. These ratings are a little bit lower than where I thought they would be. I know they had a horrific domestic campaign, but I thought they would be a bit higher. They obviously have signed Xavi Simons in the last 24, 48 hours as well, so he'll be in the team. But Brian Hill, 78 is fine. Solanke, 80, it's a bit harsh, isn't it? Like, even at Bournemouth, he was good, and he's got only 80 shooting there, which is poor. Kudus, 80, I think that's a bit disrespectful. Madison, 84 is fine. I know he's injured for a long time now. Kulusevski, I think he's injured for a while as well, as an 83. Palhinha is an 83. Another one of those classic cards where it's like really low pace, shooting, passing, and dribbling, and then decent defending and physical. All of a sudden is an 83 rated. But the backline for Spurs is probably one of the best starter backlines that you could possibly want. You got Udogi with good pace, for an 80 rated reasonable stats. Compare that to Alphonso Davies, for example. He's got better stats than him. You got Romero, who looks very good because he's got good defending and physical. Van der Ven, who's got insane pace, good dribbling, good defending and physical. And then Saucy Pedro, who's just very well rounded across the board. It's a nice back line given the fact they're all 82s and an 80 in there. And then on the bench, you've got Bentancur, Papsar, Danso, who's not awful for a 79. He's not great, but he's not awful. Richarlison, who's having a bit of a resurgence right now. Brennan Johnson, Bissouma. I want to say, is it Bissouma or Sarr? I think one of them has just transferred out. Jed Spence, Manor Solomon, Matisse Tell, and then I can't remember what his name is. Lucas, what is it? I can't remember what his name is there. But again, I look at this team and I think, wow, Spurs fans are absolutely set for evolutions. Because Madison 84 is the highest base card. Then there's a couple 83s. And then it's all 82s and below. It's crazy. And to wrap things off for today, guys, if you want to see more ratings content, let me know down below. We have got Manchester City. Phil Foden down to an 85, but a really good 85. 81 pace and shooting, 82 passing with 89 dribbling. It's a good 85. You've got Marmoush as an 84, and it's a really good 84. 89 pace, 85 shooting, 86 dribbling. It's really nice. Haaland as a 90 looks insane again. 91 shot, good physical, good pace, but compared to Gyökeres, who's got more pace, more physical, and only 1, 2, 3 less shooting, 5 less shooting, something like that, with a bit more dribbling, I think Gyökeres has been really nice by EA. I'm happy with it. We've got Rodri still a 90, which is surprising given the fact he was injured the whole season, but it also does mean that he doesn't really deserve upgrades or downgrades because he was injured the whole season. Another 90 rated card that looks nothing like it. You've got Reinders, who's got a horrible 86 rated card, but I think is a really, really strong pickup for for City. I think he's done brilliantly already in his early stages, and he looks like he's going to be an absolute baller, but a horrible set of stats for an 86 rated card. Bernardo Silva coming in as an 84. You then got Ake, Ruben Dish, no pace on him again. Gvardiol, who's injured for a while now, but got quite a nice card there, very well rounded. Ait Nouri, who's got a nice card for an 81. Ederson down to an 85, and then the bench has got Kovacic, Gundogan, Stones, Akanji, who I believe might be on his way out, Savinho, who has been confirmed to be staying, Cherki, who's injured for this weekend, Doku, Grealish, who's left for Everton already, Matheus Nunes, and Nico Gonzalez. It does feel like there's a big reduction across the board for all of these big teams, guys, for some of the stats. It does. It really, really does. But it's got me excited again. You know, playing the gold with the gold cards in the tournament that EA have released to try and get that 99 Ronaldinho is more of an insight into how the game is going to be again for FC26. And I can't wait for it, guys. I can't wait for it. I cannot wait to get my hands on those gold standard Arsenal cards and evo them up and just try and have fun with another year of FC26. For today, that is going to be the end of the video. If you did enjoy it, be sure to leave a like, rating, comment, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And for now, guys, I'm out. Peace.